25. That's the team. Indicates to me he's starting the show rolling. Red 1 gives the command. You'll see Reds 6 and 7 collapsing behind Red 1, followed by Reds 8 and 9 to form our world famous Diamond Line. The team is led by Red 1, his second year as the team leader, squad leader John Bond. John Bond used to be a Typhoon pilot. He's also a qualified flight instructor for Monte Carlo, but he was a Carlo spray pilot in 2012. So, Diamond Line, once again, it's the Red. On the right-hand side of Red 1 is Red 2's Lieutenant Rob Thomas. Rob is in his first year at the team. Uniquely, he was taken from training and made straight to an instructor on the Hawk T-1 at RAF Valley, before then completing his own training and joining the Typhoon Force, where he served on Fleet Squadron on operations in Iraq and Syria, before then becoming an instructor on 29 Squadron, all based at RAF Connersby in Lincoln in the Swan. Before then coming back and flying the latest RAF aircraft, F-35B with 617 and Dan Buster's RAF Collins Armour. And that would like to give a shout out to the Scott's daughter, he's here today. We now see Reds 2 and 8 Typhoon. Second year on the team again, coming in from the front left. The smoke comes on, they bend round to right in and follow. It has twofold effect. The first effect is the pilot's flying the highest on for the world's famous synchro heart. Coming in from the top right to spear the heart is Renee Fletcher. Races his third and final year to team. He's led over his float tycoon and being a qualified flag shooter on the Hawk Team Mark 2. He's taken out as one of our own engineers who like to wish the very 12th anniversary to Dan and Leah. And also Dan would like to dedicate today's heart to his beautiful wife, Leah Wilson. Let's give the synchro pair and Renee a massive round of applause for wonderful heart in the skies of Blackpool. 100 feet. Each aircraft will form a barrel roll, followed by cross, a second barrel roll, in a maneuver simply called the double roll. Opportunity to see our famous red, white and blue. Here's Red 7, Lieutenant George Hubday, second year of the team. Former Typhoon pilot, former qualified flying shooter on the Takana. Each aircraft performing a barrel roll, passing in the middle. To start the manoeuvre called the circus. Each aircraft now pulling hard away from each other, pulling up to 6G. That means everything about them is weighing 6 times heavier than what you and I are as we stand at the promenade. Red 7 making sure he hit Mrs. Red 6. They change the blue to the red to the blue. They're pulling up that 6G to complete the manoeuvre called the circus. Forms a barrel roll in the sky, leaving a snake-like smoke trail in the sky in the circles. Of course, again, you can see our famous red, white and blue. That is taking you to the smoke pod on the very end. Our smoke pod has approximately 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of red smoke, and 1 minute of blue smoke, with each of the smoke colours having their own button on the pilot's control column. And during winter training, both Red 1 and Red 6 will book the smoke plan to ensure we have the right colour smoke at the right time in the display and we don't run out. Reds 2, 3, 4 and 5 now moved up alongside Red 1, working extremely hard, pulling up to 4G, looking 90 degrees along their shoulder line as the smoke comes on from the right hand side in the tango. As Enid leaves us. Red 6 and 9 now working extremely hard to keep this G pushing all the blood to their head, working hard against the G-fans, conversing now they turn the negative G back into positive G, all that blood in the head now rushing back down to their feet, working hard against the G-fans, maintaining their consciousness to complete this certainly chainsaw manoeuvre. And as Hannah leaves to our front, look to your left hand side, Enid running back in with the lights in the distance, the smoke comes on. 2 and 3, roll goes, Reds. 2 and 3, roll to the outside. Clear goes, Reds. 4 and 5, roll to the outside. One of the hardest maneuvers for our new pilots each year to miss. This is romance.
It's a nice place to visit. You can do some decent cross-country flying. It's even got a cabin heater, which is right up close, like keeping your legs warm while you're flying across the wet. Fully adjustable pilot seat as well. This was certified by the CAA back in 2011. And over 1,000 of these were sold worldwide. And it's built in response for being closed in China. Empty weight, it's very, very light. It's 300 kilograms when it's empty. Maximum takeoff weight of 500 kilos. So once you add some fuel and luggage, you want to be careful about that passenger because that's the plane. VNE, so that's vastly never exceeded on this, so it's about max speed, it's about 120 miles per hour. But it normally cruises at around 100 miles an hour. Rate of climb is pretty decent. See daylight today, you can practically take off in about 5 meters if you're pointing into the wind. Take off depending on the weather and temperature between 10 and 70 meters normally. The landing distance, as I said, it can pretty much land like a helicopter. It can come straight down. It's characteristics of the helicopter. Free flow, motorway on top. This one's got capacity about 75 litres, but I was talking to the pilot and said you can sort of strap on extra tanks to it as well if you want to. But that standard 75 litres gives you 4 hours endurance. So if you're doing 4 hours, you're cruising at 100 miles an hour. That's 400 miles. You know, I could go from here down to Bristol and back. Sure would beat the M5 and the M6 that you did yesterday. Next time, I think I'll take the auto gyro. You can hear that motor blade slapping like a helicopter. It has full oxygen systems on board and things like that, so you don't want to go above 10,000 feet. Slow roll. Good to see the nose, the aircraft pitching up as it goes into that. That's what we want to see. So compared to a car, it's a big engine. It's a 22-litre engine. You're driving around with a 2-litre car. You want to think about that, the size of that. But even with the 22-litre engine, it's only producing 600 horsepower. So that was the lesson that the pilots would learn for a cable. So let's listen to this Harvard bark, as it calls, as it comes through. It's a Hamilton standard constant speed 2-blade metal prop. Late model version switched out to 3 blades, but this is pretty much the standard for a 2-bladed prop. And very, very so watch that. Left 18 and 2 either side. On the right, it's piloted by Alex Norton. White yellow black nose. JP, basic and Dutch. The 3 slot, that's top turn on the silver radio 52. Again, basic and Dutchman. 52, I had a lot of fun in it. Very stable aircraft, good visibility. You can see how much bigger the Yak-18 is. You get a good look at the Yak-18 is a touring aircraft. The size of the people in it, how much luggage they will carry. That's the thing on the right out. aerobatic capable, and is known for its very docile handling characteristics. It was used for training aircraft for bomber crews and aerofoil pilots as well, as these are too. Stick. So even though you've got your green light to tell you the landing gear's down, in case that fails, you've also got a little stick sticking up in the wing. So now coming back from our left, led by the Yak 18, Yak 52, flying down the stern underneath, just tucked in. The Yak 52 pushing up. Very nice, rolling out. As I said, it is aerobatic, but about 2 minutes is sort of, and it's not uncommon for a lot of people to get a group like 2 or 3 people join together, put in about 20,000 pounds each, and that's it. You've got yourself a quasi warbird. There's also beautiful pictures, and that's some good flying in these, as I said, windy conditions. The 52, as I said, aerobatic trainer, one-piece rear hull blister. Excellent for viewing, so you just fly along the cabin and look at all the birds. Some people got all the money in there. And a rear air stair was installed as well. Look at that, floats down. I know the weather's really bad, but it sort of suits the Catalina, doesn't it? It just sort of looks, it's like when it's bright sunshine, the Spitfire's coming up, oh that's nice, but when it's like really dank and dark, the one person owns it, both pilots and non-pilots, which gives an unusual opportunity to afford an aviation piece of history to the people involved.
Oh, God's sake.
As you can see, it looks totally at home heading out over the water. And the lensing group allowed them to be sure the aircraft was working. Yeah, because you want to know this aircraft's working before you go out over the Atlantic, that's for sure. You can see the floats are down. Wait, now if it was patrolling, you would obviously have them up. The UK recognised a distance of 3,317 kilometres in an airborne time of 18 hours, 12 minutes and 4 days. Not only is he a genuine warbird, but he's also a record holder. The supplies that are needed to defeat the Nazis. This is a true hero of the Second World War. Knife edge, and it would be going a lot faster if it wasn't for the headwind that he's pushing into. So here's Richard now pushing the aircraft as he's coming through cross controls, using his feet with the rudder, get the nose to point up, and he snaps it back around. A little bit of an unwind there. Now you'll keep an eye on the aircraft. Watch when it turns around and it's got the wind behind it. You'll see it's like it's speeding up. And that's the wind pushing it on. Outside turn, hold negative G. So instead of positive G that pushes you down in the plane, that's negative G. And all the fluids in your body start rushing up to the top of your head. 4-point hesitation roll out of that. Then back out on the B axis. Now watch as he pitches the aircraft up. Reverse. rolling, snap rolling all the way up to the top, keeping it inverted upside down. This is when you find that pen that you dropped earlier. It's just going to pop up in front of you. It's not up and down. It means you can get a lot less torque from the engines. And as he comes through, inverted, then pull it back, negative G again. It's horrible because you start to get dizzy real quick. And then pushing the aircraft back down. Now he's building his speed up. Back into knife edge, flick roll to the top, and you've got to build up what's called G tolerance for these sort of manoeuvres, or else you'll end up blacking out very rapidly. So for a man of his age, he clearly watches what he eats, watches what he drinks, and spends a lot of time in the gym. Now here we go, this is one of my favourites. He's getting the aircraft up into the vertical. He's putting back on the power, so it's just a prop, letting the aircraft hang there. Just gently tickling that power. Then the smoke comes on, pushes the nose forward, or a bunt. And that is a prime example of power management. And now again, coming back into cloud center, pitch the aircraft up. Now watch this. As he gets to the top, he's going to push the aircraft over, and then again that negative G, that he's pushing it, a little bit of a push at the top and snap rolling, letting the aircraft dive down. That's where all that height is now transferred into speed. Pitching up on the top, continuing into the loop. Top of the loop, roll the aircraft back into inverted, 2 aileron rolls, and again outside, completing the loop the right way up. Oh, pitching back up. Now he's got a lot of speed. Watch this, snap roll, coming down, speed building up. The aircraft can roll about 400 degrees a second, so that's more than one full rotation in a second. So just get inside the tunnel drive when you get home. Again, more snap, big 360s. We would normally have a buoy, like a big yellow marker out there in the middle of the sea to give him an aiming point, which would show him where the crowd center is and also where the crowd line is. But because of the weather and the sea state, it's just impossible to put it out there. Now, here we go. This is the prop hang, and then a wing over, tumbling back down in his own space. 2 complete rotations. Just massive amount of rudder to get the aircraft to flip over on its back. Now here it goes, up into again. 3 rolls in his descent. And then back out towards the pier. Into the vertical, snap rolling all the way up. Good full rudder at the top. Now watch as it pulls back onto power. Just hanging there. And that's the torque from the propeller making the aircraft where the propeller is rotating around the top. He's not counteracting it with wind. It slows right back down. So give him a wave. He's waving at you for sure. If you have your binoculars, you'll see him coming through. That's a mix of the rudder and the aileron controls being tilted into what we call knife edge. And then departing off to our left hand side. Pitching the aircraft up. incredibly strong, these Pitts aircraft. With the bible, with the two wings, you see the big struts between them, and yes, that does cause a lot of drag on the airframe, but it gives you amazing strength, so you can push a lot of load onto both wings and they'll support each other.